Start the series with a win. It's all that matters. Breathe. We breathe. Yankees win 3-2 of the Cleveland Guardians. Got a little interesting at the end, but save is a save. Carlos Rodon got his 8th win. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts. His ERA is down to 2.49. Oh, baby. And then Mark Leiter Jr. came in with a clean inning. And when Devin Williams came in, could have been a clean inning, but he gave up 2 hits and a run and a strikeout in 30 pitches. But he got the save. Offensively, they only had 5 hits in the whole entire game. Wasn't a big hit game for either side. But Cody Bellinger had a hit. He was 1 for 4. Jazz Chisholm, his first game back, is 2 for 3 with a home run. And then Anthony Volpe went back-to-back with Jazz Chisholm. He was 1 for 3. And DJ LeMahieu with an RBI single to drive in Volpe earlier in the game, 1 for 3. And that was pretty much all the offense for the Yankees. And a pretty a low-scoring game. But all the roster moves that they made earlier, McFerrin Cruz is back now. Yorby Vivas has been optioned out to make room for Jazz. So it's, yeah. Woosah. Shout out to the chat. It's always a better feeling when they win. It would have stunk had they lost, but they won. That's all that matters. So, and it was a good game back for Jazz Chisholm. Now, around the horn right now, the Phillies are up 8-3 on the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th. The Angels and Red Sox are tied 3-3 in the 9th. The Rays are up 4-1 on the Texas Rangers in the 7th. The White Sox are up 4-1 on the Tigers in the 7th. The Royals are up 10-7 on the Cardinals in the 6th. Orioles are up 1-0 on the Seattle Mariners. Just started during the first inning on the West Coast. And no score Padres Giants right now in the first. And have yet to be started the Twins versus the Athletics, which starts at 10:05, about 10 minutes. And then the Mets versus the Dodgers in LA at 10:10. And that's pretty much it. Mookie Betts is supposed to be back from his toe injury. So there's that. But shout out to everybody in the chat. We'll see what happens. With the Weaver injury and him missing some time, I think it'd be a good idea for the Yankees to strike and bring in another arm. A big arm on the back end of the rotation. I mean, the bullpen, excuse me. One of the things that the Dodgers did, they loaded up on big arms, and they traded for another one last week, Alexis Diaz. So if I'm the Yankees, I'm going after somebody in the trade market in the next couple weeks. Consiglietti, Ray, CeeLo, Stephen B. What's going on? Albert. Custodio's in the building. What's happening, my man? I don't disagree. Replace DJing in late innings for defensive part. You put in Oswald Peraza, right? I'm totally cool with Oswald at second and Jazz at third, or Oswald at third and Jazz at second, right? So I'm totally cool with that. That was a Clay Holmes moment. Yeah, well, except he didn't blow the save. So Clay Holmes, I think he might have still had the MLB record for 13 blown saves. So that is a historic record. Historic record. So Buckeyes in the building too. DJ's bat does look better. True. Very true. What would be cool? What would be cool is like if Ben Rice played another position in the infield, that you could DH DJ LeMahieu and keep him off the field. What do you know, Ken? What's happening, my man? I'll take the 3-2 win. I will take that. So I think they're going to rotate with Devin Williams and Loizaga and some of these other guys, which is another reason why I think bringing in the high leverage arm in the back end of this bullpen would be a good idea. That way, when Weaver does come back, we have another one. So, and that would be a absolute shutdown bullpen after the rotation. I think the Yankees would be well off to do that. I think it would be a good idea. See if they actually do it. I follow some college baseball, Jason. Yeah, I follow some college baseball. Yeah. When is Loizaga coming back? Loizaga's already here. What high leverage arms? I mean, Kyle Finnegan from the Nationals, Ryan Helsley from the Cardinals, Jake Bird from the Rockies. When the Yankees played in Colorado last week, Jake Bird was the reliever, shut down the Yankees, and apparently he's available, and he's got 2 years of arbitration left, so he's on the cheap. It might take a little bit to get him, but that is a guy that Yankees would be a good idea to go after. Yeah. Yeah, Loizaga's already here. Loizaga, I mean, not all the time. I think they're going to rotate Loizaga, and they're going to rotate maybe even Mark Leiter a little bit and Devin Williams until they bring in another arm, which I do think will be a good idea. I really, really do. You know, Rodon looks good, man. He looks good, CeeLo. He just looks money, right? Right, Buckeye? Bird, baby. That's right. Petruzzi's in a place. What's happening, Jake? What's good? Yeah, we see. I mean, I think Fernando Cruz is going to be a good, like, multi-inning setup guy. Yeah. And a lot of these guys were like dumpster moves from Cashman, right? Ryan Yarborough, Luke Weaver last year. One of these dudes are like, what is Brian Cashman doing? Gives a shit. And these guys wind up being fantastic. No. David Robertson, the problem with David Robertson is if you bring him in now, he does nothing to help Luke Weaver's absence because he needs a ramp up period. So if I had to choose, I would be trading for somebody who's already in a groove, right? And we do have two aces. Yes, we do, Buckeye. But so David Robertson would need probably 4 to 6 week ramp up period before he's even ready to be in games. So that's why I don't think that's why I think a trade would be a better option to bring in an arm over David Robinson. Had they brought in Robertson at the beginning of the season, I would have been cool with it. But I think it's kind of too late now. The ramp up period is going to take too long. By the time he ramps up, Luke Weaver will be back, and there'll be kind of no need for David Robinson at that point. And he would probably cost more than a guy like Jake Bird would. David Robinson, you probably still have to pay $5, $6, $7 million for it. And again, 5, 6 million becomes 12 or 13 here, being over the Cohen threshold. So the trade deadline is July 31st. Like July 31st. Yeah. It's remember it was people were attacking Rodon, they were poo-pooing on him, they were poo-pooing on. They just, the fans just rotate around who they want to poo-poo on. I love the fans who have no idea how the game is played, who've never played the game, act like they're experts and think like it's so easy. That's my favorite, right, CeeLo? Fire Boone, fire Cashman. That's right, damn it. Let's go. Yeah, it was a fantastic start by Rodon. He's got his 8th win now. 8 freaking wins. He leads the team. Fried's got 7. Rodon's got 8. So that's fantastic. He is 40. You're right about that too, Ray. So I mean, it may take a little longer for his ramp up period. Now, would I be surprised if he joins a playoff team? No, I wouldn't be surprised. But they would be wise to bring him in at some point so he could have some, build up period and some games to play before postseason. You got to fire everybody, Stephen B. The whole crew. Get rid of these guys. Well, Mason Miller is on the cheap. He's got 3 more. He hasn't even started arbitration yet. Ryan Helsley is a free agent at the end of the year. So is Finnegan. So is Weaver. So is David Williams. So there's another reason why I'm in favor of bringing in the guy with controllable years, because he'll be on the cheap, which fits right into what Hal likes to do. Again, bringing in controllable guys with on a cheap contract to pair with the expensive contracts that they already have. Because I don't know if they're going to pay Luke Weaver $10 million a year, but if they're going to, or Devin Williams $10 million a year, my guess they will probably try to bring back Luke Weaver. But I know some people are afraid of Mason Miller's arm, but in Matt Blake, I trust. In Matt Blake, I trust. Zach Allen, I'm not sure, but I would rather get what do you call it? The other pitcher there. I'm drawing a blank. His name is Merrill Kelly. I'd rather get him because he's known to be money in the postseason. I don't know about Pete Alonso murders. I don't think Pete Alonso has anything to do with this. People keep bringing up Pete Alonso. I don't think it's Pete Alonso. Yeah. If I George can stand, get rid of it, man. No, if I'm going to bring in a pitcher, I would be trying to bring in the pitcher now. I'm not waiting to activate him off the IL because at that point they don't need to bring. He might be out for 4 to 6 weeks. That's what the reports are saying. We'll know more tomorrow, but that's a significant amount of time. So I would be in favor of bringing one of these arms in the very near future, if they were actually thinking of doing it. That's what I would do. So. Yeah. I think given Devin Williams another arm support. Yo, NFE. And the strike zone is in the building. What's up, brother? Would I trade Spencer Jones for a top? I would trade Spencer Jones for a top tier starter, not closer. Top tier closers are in the American League, and I do not want to trade Spencer Jones to an American League team. I don't want to trade him at all, but if I'm going to trade him, it will be to the National League and it will be for a starter. That's the way. That's the way I'm thinking, but I hope that they don't trade him. We do have 3 aces next year, Buckeye. We do. Cole's back. And hopefully Hill is, more like himself too. Hopefully he comes back this year and, brings it. And then we'll see what the Yankees do after that. They still might bring in like a back end of the rotation part starter, but I'm hoping that these guys load up in the bullpen a little bit more. And we have JT Brubaker come back at some point soon too, so we have another one. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not giving up on Devin Williams just yet. Yeah, I like Mason Miller, Brandon, because he has 3 more arbitration controllable years after this year. So he's not a free agent until 2029. So that goes right into the payroll kind of. Even though salaries can go up during arbitration, he's not really pitching that well this year. And I think, putting him on the Matt Blake's tutelage, I think he can really become just a nasty beast of a reliever. Well, exactly, too, Ken. Yeah. I want controllable years. If you're giving up 6 years of Spencer Jones, I want controllable years on a pitcher. And I want him from the National League. I do not want to send him to an American League team to have him punish us for a decade. No, thank you. Brandon, it's going to cost more than for Miller. You're going to have to give up big pieces for Miller. There's no doubt about that. But you're right. Yeah, Devin Williams does have this amount. He does have this amount of time to prove that he can close again. And close in a big market. Milwaukee's not a big market. Consul Yeti, thank you again, my man. You are the man. The king. Texas right there. The Tom Hagen of the 161 Mafia right there. The Consul Yeti. The advisor. The trusted one. The man. You're damn right the Yankees win. That's right. Thank you, my man. Paul Skeens. Yeah, Paul Skeens, you're going to have to give up Jones, Dominguez, and probably George Lombard for Paul Skeens. It would probably cost all three. Um, mhm. I hope they're working on a third pitch, Mary Ellen. I really do hope they're working on a third pitch with Devin Williams. It looks like he doesn't trust his fastball. His change. He trusts his changeup more than his fastball. Yep. No. If who blows his arm, Buckeye, who you referring to? Well, if anybody blows their arm, Trainsworth, were you referring to a specific person? I don't think Mason Miller cost 5 prospects. Yeah. But one of these guys, would be a good. One of these guys would be a good addition to the Yankees. Spencer Jones hit his 10th home run tonight. Yeah, he went deep again. Spencer Jones is bringing it, man. And Cam Schlittler, one of the Yankees' highly touted prospects, pitching prospects, they brought him, promoted him to the AAA today. So I'm looking for Spencer Jones to get promoted to AAA soon at some point too. So, well, Miller, yeah, I mean, a lot of people are afraid that Miller is going to blow out his arm, but I do think he would be in good hands here with Matt Blake because the Yankees would have a much deeper bullpen to deploy him from, and I don't think he would be overused here. No. But yeah, Simon, yeah, Emmanuel Clase too is another guy who he's not the same this year. It's just there's a couple of you know closers that haven't been the same, unfortunately. Yeah, yeah, they. It would probably cost them even more than that. You'd probably have to add a pitcher to that. You probably have to send them a pitcher to replace Skeens. You know. Yeah, I mean, look, the A's are not as bad as I thought they were going to be. I'll give them that. So, but they're just like a horrifically run organization. So, I'd love to get them if I could, but I'll take any one of these other guys too. So, but I'd like to. My fear with those guys is if you bring in a Hells, if you bring in a Finnegan, there is a chance you could lose 3 guys in the bullpen to free agency this year. 3. That kind of frightens me. So, yeah. Well, those other guys you mentioned, Stephen B, are starters. I mean, Miller's not a starter. No. Chaparro, yeah. Andres Chaparro. I mean, he was a cool guy, man. I had him on the channel last year or the year before that. He's really cool. The A's bats have been solid. I mean, they need pitching and they need defense. The A's, so that's what would have to be part of a package heading back towards Oakland, in my opinion, for somebody like Miller or one of these others. But I mean, to me, I would go after Jake Bird from the Rockies. I think he's the most gettable of all these guys, and he's got controllable years that Helsley does not have, that Finnegan does not have. So he's a guy I would just go try to get him. Luke Voigt's going to Japan. Oh my god. Well, you know what? Good luck, Luke Voigt, man. Congratulations to Voigt, man. Lou Trevino had Tommy John. I'm not surprised. That stinks too. A lot of Tommy John cases, man. Um, I would watch out for Jake Bird. He's a guy that nobody's really talking about. Nobody's really thinking about. McMahon's in the building. Yeah, Jazz and Volpe went back to back. Back to back, baby. Good night to celebrate. 3-2 win, low scoring game. Strategically, small ball. Devin Williams made us sweat a little bit, excuse me, but got the save. And Rodon got the win. I don't know, Brandon. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not going to sleep on Brian Cashman because he pulls rabbits out of his hat all the time. I could see him trading for somebody that were like, oh my God. Like he does that a lot. Yeah, Beagle, great game. You know, yeah, and the only hit that drove a run today, and that was not a home run, was DJ LeMahieu and his RBI single. Mm-hmm. Devin's got to get those jitters out of there. He's got to get back into his own head, man. He's got to get that feistiness back, but it looks like he doesn't trust his fastball, and he's got a big time fastball. So I'm hoping that he regains that. I really do. We need that here. Tomorrow, Buckeye. By the way, if you haven't heard, the Knicks fired their head coach. Luis Ortiz versus Clark Schmidt tomorrow. That's the pitching lineup for tomorrow. Shimpo Sensei. Yep. Fifth back to backs. That's right, man. That's right. Yeah, Clark Schmidt tomorrow. Hopefully he does it and he brings in. If they win tomorrow, they win the series. Another series won. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully continuing to win series, and hopefully they go into Boston with some momentum and play them well. Yeah, man. I brought something. I was talking to Hector earlier in East Avenue on their show this morning that like a guy like Ryan Yarbrough reminds me of somebody like Jamie Moyer. Just like a lanky, crafty lefty. He won 260 games. Doesn't throw hard at all. That is Yarbrough. Yarbrough's bringing it, man. He's bringing it. So, and Rodon did shove, man. He did shove. Yeah. Boston comes to the Bronx. All right. Well, even better for us. 6.5 up. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Definitely will take it, man. Yep. Schmidt's Martin free. I'll take it, man. I'm cool with that. I think, yeah. I still think the Knicks were was still a player away anyway. I didn't think any head coach was going to take him to win the championship. And it's some of these moves that the front office made. It almost made like Tom Thibodeau was wound up being the fall guy, unfortunately. So I do cover the Jets, AJ. Yeah, I'm a Jets fan. I put out a short on them yesterday. They cleared $13.5 million in extra payroll yesterday in cap space by releasing Aaron Rodgers and C.J. Mosley after June 1st. Now they have like $38 million in cap space, which is going to be big for them. Mm-hmm. I hope so, Ken. Let's run away with this, and let's just, let's put the reinforcements together, add the pieces we need to add, let the reinforcements come back, and this will be a better team than we had last year. I do think that. Cat? Why do you say Cat got him fired? I put out the short yesterday, AJ. Go to my shorts. The title of it should. Let me see. I think it's called the Jets gets cap space. Yarbrough is like, I do think Pablo Reyes is the guy to go. I think they're trying to keep his right-handed bat until Stanton comes back. Once Stanton comes back, Pablo Reyes, I think he goes. My shorts yesterday. Let's see. Yep, New York Jets just got a bunch of extra cap space yesterday. Yep. I'm wearing the one I'm wearing a pink shirt there, right there. New York Jets just got a bunch of extra cap space. Yep. Ace, what's up, brother? My man, great to work with you too, man. It's good being on it with you and Hector, man. And right after, like, Shit. Right after we spoke, the Knicks fired freaking Tom Thibodeau, man. Unbelievable. Yeah. 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 I wonder who the Knicks are going to bring in now. That's my curiosity. I really want to know who they're going to bring in. You know. Yeah. They're still a piece. They're missing a piece. They're missing a big piece. So we're just talking about, relievers, Ace, man. What are you thinking, man? Like after, Devin made a sweat. It made me feel like we definitely need to bring in another arm. Definitely need to bring in another arm to this bullpen, especially if Weaver's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. And I mean, I like you and I were talking about, Jake Burr from the Rockies, man. He's the guy, bro. He's the guy right now, and he's gettable, and he's got controllable years. No, Demon D, brother, man was good. Johnny Bryant isn't Johnny Bryant a disciple of Thibodeau? Jay Wright, the Villanova coach. I heard Danny Hurley. You think the Villanova coach would actually live to go to the? I don't think Arenado's going to happen now. I'm curious. I doubt it. LeBron is new. Somebody keeps pushing this Kevin Durant. I don't want Kevin Durant to come here. I'm not going to trade as much as all those guys for him. There's no freaking way. Rest in peace, Jim Marshall. Rest in peace, man. Vikings got a good team. I like JJ McCarthy. Giannis, yeah, that would cost you cat draft picks, but you have to give some pieces for Giannis, man. But shit, you can get John. I mean, that's the guy to get. He's definitely an upgrade over Cat. I like Cat this year, but he's an upgrade over Giannis is at the very top. Yeah, trade with I think the only really well, I like Andrew Nardi from the Marlins. There's a couple other guys. Um, I want to, I'm keeping my eyes out for guys that nobody's thinking about, nobody's talking about. This is where Cashman tends to lurk in the weeds. Like he just brings guys that I never heard of, and then they wind up being pretty damn good. So Chick-fil-A is exactly so I got jokes, man. Josh Hader, AJ Puck, Patrick Corbin, right? You get all those guys, man. That's it. It's a wrap. Yankees, you might as well give them the next 3 championships, man. Well, Jay Wright will have 3 of his alumni playing for the Knicks already. So Brunson, Hart, and freaking was it Bridges? So 3 Villanova alumni right now. So he'll be in familiar territory. But I think that would be crazy. Relievers are damn right, Ace. Relievers is I think where they need to be living right now. I think Stroman has a better chance of getting traded now because but the Yankees have to show that he's healthy. They have to give him an opportunity to pitch and show teams that okay, this guy's healthy. He could be an arm for a team looking to add an arm for the playoff run, and they know that he's not going to have his 140 innings option triggered, so they don't have to worry about that. Yarborough for Paul Skeens. I mean, that seems like a fair. I mean, you might have to add. That might be too much. Yarborough, you're gonna have to add Ellie Diller. You're gonna have to add O'Neal Cruz. O'Neal Cruz to Skeens. If you want to give him Yarborough, man, yeah. Surprisingly enough, Marion, there are a couple teams expressing interest in Stroman right now. Now that they know or pretty certain that his option is not going to get triggered. That was what was pushing teams away. And I can't blame him for wanting to get that option, obviously. So I can't blame him for that, but I can't blame teams for not wanting to trade for him because of the option. So that's just that was the conundrum right here that they were both in. So, well, this is why Marion the Yankees have to give him a chance to pitch to show that he's healthy. He threw some batting practice. I saw him throw some batting practice in Dodger Stadium. He looked pretty good. So, David Bednar, yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I like. I like what's his name too. Um, Helsley. Cousins. You got Efrost coming back. You have Clayton Beater coming back. So there's a lot of reinforcements coming back. But it's like staggered. Like, I don't know when the hell they're coming back. Like, you can make a trade tomorrow, and the guy will be here tomorrow. So that's what I'm hoping that they do. And we'll see. I mean, they're very aggressively searching for upgrades right now. So, but yeah, NFE, this is the guy right here, Jake Bird. If you can get Bird from the Rockies, bro. Like, and if what do you think it would cost? What would you give the Rockies for Jake Bird? He's got 2 more arbitration years after this year, so and he's just straight up filthy. What would you give them, the Rockies? We two murderers, Ron. I'll wrap this up in a minute too. Just want to see what my man NFE. Make sure you subscribe to NFE. Make sure you subscribe to Ace Avenue and Jason Custodia too. Definitely want to support the boys. You trade Stroman for LA Yankee came. Oh, and a bag of dicks. Okay, guy. Oh, a whole bag? Damn. Sunil has a thing for a bag of dicks, man. Cruise control. Yeah, I think there's less than a 0% chance that Skeens get put on the market this year. I mean, he would call him like the number 1 prospect in baseball is a Red Sox player. He would have to go. Like you're gonna have to give up serious capital for Paul Skeens. No, a year supply pro. Oh, okay, that's a pretty fair trade off. Get some Gatorade up in there too. Like you gotta give him like 50 cases of Gatorade too. You know, like something with the pro. If I do proteins, protein shakes, man, it puts me in a toilet bowl. So I need some Gatorade too, man, to kind of offset it. Yeah, he is. NFE. Uh-huh. He has intentions. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sunil. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Wait, oh, with a Big Mac. Damn, could you imagine that? I've been in toilet bowl for 3 days. 3 days. I might miss a couple live streams. Where's Jason? He's on the toilet bowl. He can't. I might have to do a live stream from the toilet bowl. But I don't want to lose subscribers if I do that. Scare a bunch of people away. No. Oh, what's that noise? Oh, shit. Oh. Yeah, it'd be terrible. Blocked the schnook that came out for a couple months back and wanted to debate you about he I know he wanted to debate me, and then he never wanted to show his face on the debate, never wanted to show his face on the channel. So that the universe galaxy of the galaxy, one of that name of that channel, he calls like Michael Jordan fans are the worst fans, and it's just season ridiculous, man. How about like a Everson Pereira and like a Brock Selvage? And if you do you think that would do a trick? I mean, both of them have 6 years of control. Would that be a decent package for um, Jake Bird? Warren Schmidt, Lombard, and Spencer Jones and Arias was Paul Skeens. Yeah, the price. Oh God, the price for Paul Skeens is just going to be astronomical. Add a pitcher. Okay, how about? Hmm, Jeff Passan of the Yankees interested in Lowe. Who you talking about? Brandon Lowe, the second baseman from the Rays, or a different Lowe? And if I'm going to pull up the Yankees' top 30 prospects here, let's have a look and see if we can add a pitcher to that package. So here we go. Brock Selvage, Everson Pereira. Let's see. Brock Selvage is number 8. He's a left-handed pitcher. Everson Pereira's number 12 now. And how about Carlos LaGrange? I think he just got promoted. Carlos LaGrange is number 17. Or George Zeal, number 16. Both right-handed pitchers. Maybe one of those guys. So they're interested in Brandon Lau from the Rays. Okay. Josh Jung, another one from the Rangers. Another one. Right-handed. They're both. Well, Brandon Lau's a left-handed hitter. Jung is a right-handed hitter. I mean, Brandon Lau might be an interesting one. They brought in Hai-Sun Kim, and they didn't even freaking play him yet. I don't even know if he's ready. So, Ahmed Rosario's a guy. I mean, he could be a productive infield player. And obviously, I mean, we were talking about Kyle Finnegan, and Ahmed Rosario right now plays multiple infield. He plays outfield too. He's batting .303 right now too, with a .3 WAR, 2 homers. So he's actually playing pretty well. He's with Washington too. Maybe you could do a package trade. Carrera, Selvage, and Kyle Carr. That seems like a reasonable package for a Jake Bird. And that's a nasty reliever. And would you do another trade, like for a Rosario and a Kyle Finnegan? Could you add Finnegan and Bird to the bullpen, and then have Rosario for the infield? Imagine that, man. DeGrom, yeah, he makes 30. His problem is he makes $37 million a year, Jacob DeGrom, but he's back to being Jacob DeGrom. So hopefully, Sunil. Hopefully. This is I agree, Menifee. And I don't like the Rockies are just going to continue to screw themselves up all the time by not trading guys for value, like getting, that's you're giving 18 years of controllable players there, right there for a reliever with 2 years. Like, why would they not make a trade like that? Crazy. Halvorsen, yeah. Like, yeah, you got that right. Unfortunately, you're right, NFE. I wish they weren't dummies because they could get some value. Like, I feel bad for, Chris Bryant too. Aside from being hurt, which sucks, but did he actually think they were going to compete? That's unfortunate. Which is why I'm, pining for Ryan McMahon too. No. Cashman likes to underpay, that's for sure. But at this point, I think it would be a good idea. You lose your closer. It'd be a good idea to bring in somebody that can be an impact pitcher, not a fringe pitcher. At least that's just my opinion, but that's just me. Oh my God, Juan Soto. Oh, Sonia. Becoming the first player under to make acquisition of the trade deadline by Juan Soto buying the Rockies. Shit. Oh my God. Well, that's the other thing too, NFL. You're right. You get a squad, but they don't want to be 100%, bro. 100%. 2017. 2007 is when they were out of the race, and then they won their last 20 games, and then they went to the World Series that year. I remember they made that ridiculous run, and then they got beat by the Red Sox in the World Series. They were phenomenal that in the second half of the year. Unbelievable. Yeah, this is why the Rocky. We will help you out. We'll give you an infielder and an outfielder and 2 pitchers to give us your little rinky-dink reliever. We're looking out for you, Rockies. For you. Huh? Shit. We're overpaying. We're being generous. I'm telling you, this is why. You see, that's why I mentioned the guys that I mentioned. That's why I also mentioned this guy, Jake Bird. He's got nasty stuff. He dominated the Yankees when we were in Coors Field last weekend. And if he was there every single game, he could attest to it. He was filthy. Absolutely filthy on the mound. Yeah, could you imagine working with Matt Blake? Damn. And this guy was 100 plus. So he just shut down our bats with ease. The ball was just exploding out of his hand. It's unbelievable. Yeah, and if he was there every single game. Direct evidence. Live proof, man. I'm hoping that they do something. Bird, I think, is a guy that they don't have to wait until the deadline for. So we can definitely use a guy like that. Be a massive addition to the bullpen. I would love that, and it would be worth you know worth the acquisition price. Like, I don't know when the hell Beater's coming back, and Cousins and E Frost. Like, who knows? I don't know. Perdomo from Dynamite, not before Jake Bird. I think Jake Bird is. I think to me is my number one because he's got that skill set and he's probably the most gettable. So yeah, that's my take, but we'll see. The Rockies. When did the Rockies officially come out? I forgot the year they came out. I just remember when they had the four guys at 40 home runs at the same season. I remember that Andres Galarraga, Ellis Burks, Dante Bichette, and Larry Walker, I think. Those are the four. Four guys with 40 home runs in the same season. Unbelievable. Diamondbacks just extended Perdomo. There you go. 1983, even Rocky. Okay. I'm hearing that it's going to be an outfielder, Davey. I'm hearing the Yankee, but we don't know. I think they're gonna draft a bat at 39, not an arm. Yankees. A corner infielder, it would be a good idea, or an outfielder would be a good idea for their first draft pick. They've loaded up on pitching the last quite a few drafts, so they could use some bats now at the higher tiers of the draft. Hunter Green, I saw that. Yeah. So, well, this is another reason why, Wayne. It's another reason why I'm in favor of adding a big arm right now. It might take some pressure off Devin Williams too, but it also might motivate him too. Like, they bring in another arm, like, might put a fire under his ass, which I hope that it would. The Marlins and the Rockies, yes, they did. And the Marlins won the World Series in 1997. They beat the Cleveland Indians, actually. I saw that Dodgers signed Urena. They also traded for freaking Alexis Diaz a couple days ago. This is why I'm saying, like, the Dodgers keep adding and adding and adding to the bullpen, right? This is why it would be a good idea right now to Yankees to add a high leverage pitcher to the bullpen. Even when Weaver's out. And when Weaver comes back, we have that much more in the bullpen. Remember that, Sinia? Angels beat the Red. All right, Angels, man. Nice. But let me let you go, everybody. I'm going to go get a shower, get some rest. Got to get back up at 6 to do my workout. But they got to win. Yankees win 3-2. They make a bunch of roster moves today. And I would expect to see Fernando Cruz in there tomorrow. I would expect to see some of these other guys in there tomorrow. So, but have a great night, everybody. Love you all. You're the best. Peace and love to all of you. And thank you for your comments and your feedback. And a fee. Make sure you subscribe to the Strike. So make sure you subscribe to the Ace Avenue, Jason Custodio, and The Ugly Truth with Ken. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow.